Okay, Matthew's saying, ask Rustin how he got into Stoicism, and who are some of his favorites Stoic writers and figures.
Yeah, I found Stoicism through poker play, as I'm a poker player, and one podcast I listened to mentioned Epictetus and said, hey, if you want to improve your mental game in poker, go look towards Stoicism. So from there, I dived in, went down the rabbit hole, read the Epictetus, Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and many of the modern books after. That's the quick story there. Favorite Stoicism writers and figures? Yeah, I really like the three I just mentioned, and more modern. Massimo Pigliucci I've chatted with before. He was on my podcast. He was formerly involved in many atheist groups too, but now he's more focused on Stoicism. Kai Whiting is another figure I've chatted with on my podcast as well. We have Donald Robertson is the host of a Facebook Stoicism group, and he also does work on Stoicism and cognitive behavioral therapy.
Qasim is saying, so it's everything that doesn't kill me makes me stronger. Like, is that the summary of the...
It could make you stronger, because there can be a lot of things that don't kill you that would just be like great inconveniences. For instance, if you were just exiled and trapped in some prison for the rest of your life, you know, that's not necessarily going to make you stronger. That would be a dispreferred thing. Although some people have come out of prison and felt better because of the experience, or otherwise learned something from it. There's a Stockdale, for instance, was captured in Vietnam War times, and he persisted through it and credited Stoicism for his mental fortitude throughout that.
I mean, it's still an opportunity for you to exercise your mind and how you react to things, no matter how bad. Okay, so I according to Stoics, again, I'm gonna challenge that soon. Mike is saying, I agree, your life becomes more meaningful when you take risks.
And I would say good risks, or calculated risks, because just saying like, oh, LOL, a new cryptocurrency's out, I'm just going to put everything into it and take a risk. Like, I don't think that would be a great thing to do. But it's just, just thinking more carefully and having this premeditation about things before we get involved into something that can be of negative consequence.
I don't think the major theme of Stoic philosophy is about like taking it's not about, it's mostly about things that you don't have a control over and not letting them affect you, right? Like, it's not about things that you took calculated risk over those, because those things are in your control. So you should be wise about them, and you should try to avoid harming yourself if it is in your control, right? I think Stoic philosophy is mostly about things that are not in your control. Like if a hurricane happens, I keep wanting to say disease, but a lot of times if you do get a disease, it's because you didn't exercise and eat healthy. But let's say you get sick because
there's some like gray areas.
A car accident or a hurricane or something that wasn't in your control. Those kind of events that happens, if you had no control over it, it's a waste of your happiness to try to. You shouldn't be upset about it, right? You shouldn't let that control you, like, or something like that.
Yeah, and like shouldn't be or shouldn't do this. Like we might feel that reaction. So in time, we're to try to move away from that. We're not going to let it completely overcome and demolish us. Like betrayal is a big thing, right? Like we had this great friend for 15 years, and then we found out that they were stealing money from us. Well, okay, we're going to feel upset. And so say that's okay, but what are you going to do going forward is the question. And should we let that really take over our lives for the next 15 years and like harbor this great revenge? You know, that's going to be counterproductive for sure. Even some of the writings of Seneca talk about death and writing letters of consolation to a woman who lost a loved one and saying, yes, it's expected that you'll be mourning, but just don't be doing it for the rest of your life. And you could, again, yes, use this as an opportunity to move forward. Think of those great memories you've had. Think of that. Think of the person on a regular basis even, but don't be mourning forever.
There seems to be this constant like focus in Stoic philosophy on trying to separate the things that you are in control of and things that you aren't in control of. Like this is like identifying the things that happen to you because of your actions and the things that happen to you that you had no say in. And by being able to completely separate these from each other, then you spend your time and mind on the things that you can control and not worry about the things that happen, no matter how bad or how good it is. The things that happen to you that you didn't have any say in, you have to just treat them as, this is just life, right? You could, like, if you go from being extremely rich to being extremely poor because of a bad decision, you treat that differently than if you go from being rich to very poor because something that was in no control of you at all. Like, these are completely separate. Like, people treat them emotionally. People usually react to these things in the same level of, but in Stoic philosophy, these are not even comparable. Like, is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair. Sure.
Okay. Razim, this is a comment, not a question, saying you aren't even allowed to grieve more than 3 days. That's not true. That really depends on the type of Muslims and the branch of Islam that you're talking about. In fact, there's many Shia Muslims are obsessed with grieving and mourning all the time. So it
I've
really
been
depends.
watching a lot of majlis that say the exact opposite.
Yeah, I mean, this is like, these are the kind of generalizations about Islam that you should try to avoid. Maggie is saying, it's one of my pet peeves when people I don't know on Instagram ask me for money. I only donate money to organization with website. I don't know, how's this relevant to Stoic? Oh, okay. Oh, maybe it was
pet peeves or religions asking for donations.
I don't know how this. Okay, maybe it was a response to something you said earlier. Saying, don't blame me. It was okay, fine. God damn it. They claim God told them. Okay, and also subscribe to our newsletter, because if we get removed from all these platforms, at least we could reach out to you. And guys, by the way, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you get a free copy. Where's your copy, Susanna? Get it. We're doing promotion. You get a free. It's not even promotion. It's free. Okay, so if you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description, you get a free copy of Why There's No God. Come on, like, I'm handing it out for free. Okay, it's a bestseller on Amazon, and you get it for free. So subscribe to our newsletter, and you get a free copy of Why There's No God sent to you. Link in the description.